When people hear the word pollution, they think of oil slicks, thick black spills, and dramatic disasters splashed across the news. These catastrophic events are devastating, but they represent only a fraction of the threat our oceans face. The biggest risk to the marine environment is not what happens in the headlines. It's the cumulative impact of small, routine operational discharges. It is what happens quietly, every day, on thousands of ships around the world. This is where MARPOL, the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, becomes our most critical tool. In Module 4, we break down Annex 1 and Annex 2 of MARPOL, the rules that control oil pollution and chemical pollution. These two annexes form the backbone of shipboard environmental protection, governing everything from engine room bilges to cargo tank washing. They are not just regulations. They are our professional and legal duty. Because one wrong valve, one incorrect entry, or one improper discharge is all it takes to harm an entire ecosystem, and it can lead to severe penalties for you and your company. Annex 1 of MARPOL is the foundation of oil pollution prevention. It governs every form of oil on board, systems, spaces, and operations across the ship. This includes crude oil, fuel oil, lubricating oil, bilge mixtures, sludge and waste oil, and cargo residues in tankers. If it contains oil, Annex 1 regulates it. Annex 1 is the most enforced annex, for good reason. Oil pollution is why the world created MARPOL. You can no longer pump oily water overboard. Before any discharge, oily water must pass a strict multi-stage system. It must be separated, filtered, and monitored. Discharge is allowed only when oil content is below strict limits. The global standard is 15 parts per million. The OWS and 15 ppm bilge alarm enforce this limit. Before any discharge, run a simple checklist. 1. Confirm the ship is en route and not in a special area. 2. Verify the OWS is operating correctly, with clean filters and no alarms. 3. Ensure the 15 ppm bilge alarm is calibrated and tested. 4. Check the three-way valve is correctly set, sealed, and not tampered with. Annex 1 compliance is not optional, it is enforceable law. Tampering with the oily water separator or the 15 ppm alarm is a serious criminal offense. Prosecutors have jailed crew and fined companies for bypass lines, magic pipes, manipulated three-way valves, silenced alarms. If you defeat the system, you're not just breaking rules, you're committing a crime. The oil record book is your legal record and your primary defense. If it isn't accurate, it won't protect you. Entries must be complete, timely, and precise, mirroring the reality on board. Sludge is not waste you, figure out later. Under Annex 1, you have 4 compliant pathways to follow. 1. Burn it in an approved incinerator. 2. Land it to a shore reception facility with a receipt. 3. Keep it in safe onboard storage within certified tanks. 4. Send it through approved reprocessing systems as per manufacturer and flag approvals. Anything else is a violation. Inspectors know the tricks. They look for unusual fittings, quick-release couplings, fresh paint over recent work, non-standard clamps, new gaskets where none should be, mismatched flange marks, and unsecured or broken seals on three-way valves. Any unexplained hose near an overboard line is a red flag. If a fitting doesn't match the drawings, or the seal numbers don't match the record, you're already in trouble. Special areas raise the stakes. Mediterranean, Baltic, Antarctic, and others. In these waters, discharges are strictly limited or outright prohibited, and monitoring is expected. Your decision rule is simple: no discharge, no exceptions. Now we turn to Annex 2, controlling pollution from noxious liquid substances, or NLS, carried in bulk. Think of it as the rulebook for liquid chemicals on chemical tankers. Each cargo has a different risk profile for the sea, which is why Annex 2 classifies them and sets strict expectations for safe handling. To manage these risks, Annex 2 groups every chemical into 4 pollution categories. These categories X, Y, Z, and OS. These tell you, at a glance, how harmful a discharge could be and how tightly operations must be controlled. Category X is a major hazard. These are the most dangerous cargoes: certain pesticides, toxic industrial chemicals, and other high-impact substances. Any release would cause severe harm to marine life and people, so the operational bar for control is the highest. Category Y covers hazardous substances, still significant, but a step below Category X. Examples include strong alkalis like caustic soda. They demand careful controls and disciplined shipboard practices to prevent pollution. Category Z represents substances with a low hazard profile. Think of products like molasses. The risk to the marine environment is smaller, but operations must still follow Annex 2 rules to keep discharges within safe limits. OS stands for other substances. These have been evaluated and found to present no harm to the marine environment. Even so, ships must handle them professionally and with traceable control. Why classification matters. The category drives how strictly you handle, contain, and control residues. In practice, the higher the hazard, the tighter the operational limits, and the more careful your shipboard procedures must be. Annex 2 is complex. It demands more training, more procedures, and more documentation discipline than most areas of marine pollution prevention, because chemical cargoes vary widely in how they impact the sea. Remember, different cargoes, different risks. Your first responsibility is to know the pollution category and understand what that means for safe, compliant operations. Labels, data sheets, and shipboard controls all tie back to the category. Use them to verify you're treating each substance with the right level of care. Quick recap of the 4 categories. X, major hazard, highest control. Y, hazardous, strong controls. Z, low hazard, controlled but less stringent. OS, no harm identified, still handled professionally. This category framework is the backbone of Annex 2. It is how we translate chemical properties into practical, protective shipboard actions. For now, anchor the basics. Identify the cargo, confirm its pollution category, and align your planning to that hazard level. Higher hazard equals tighter limits, stricter controls, and more attention to detail. Always. This is the professional standard that protects crews, ships, and the sea. Know the category, apply the controls, verify compliance. That mindset is how Annex 2 turns complexity into clear, consistent practice on board. Summary: Annex 2 governs noxious liquid chemicals, classifies them into X, Y, Z, and OS, and sets expectations to prevent pollution at the source. Your awareness of the category informs safe loading, transfer, and handling decisions before any operation begins. Treat every step with the right level of control for the cargo on board. Doing so protects the marine environment and your ship's compliance posture. If it isn't clearly identified and aligned to the category, it will not be considered compliant. Annex 2 rewards precision and planning. Get the category right, and you set the stage for safe operations. For now, remember the core: X, Y, Z, and OS is your roadmap to safe chemical operations under Annex 2. Annex 1 and Annex 2 are responsible for one of the greatest environmental recoveries of the past century. Because of these rules, oil spills are rarer, discharged oil is filtered, chemicals are regulated, double hull tankers are mandatory, polluted coastlines have been restored. These annexes protect everything, from coastal communities to marine life to the reputation of the entire maritime industry. Annex 1 and Annex 2 form the foundation of MARPOL. They are the rules that changed shipping forever. Join me in Module 5 as we look at the next 3 annexes: garbage, sewage, and harmful substances, and understand the systems that keep our oceans clean on every voyage. Subscribe, like the video, and continue your journey into maritime environmental protection. Understanding these rules is not just compliance, it is professionalism.